really begin to think about pushing all of these geometrical forms, all of this data into FormIt, that becomes something that holds that data for me. And then I can output it in various ways. And one of those key outputs obviously is virtual reality. For students, it's completely transformational for them to experience their design in VR. VR provides true scale, and that is how your body relates to the space that you've designed. So taking a student and moving them into VR really begins to give them a sense of scale for what they've designed, how their body fits into that space, which is really transformative in the way that we teach. But I want that same data that I use to build a VR experience to also be the same data that I push to fabrication. Because in the same way that it's transformative to move into something, it's also transformative if I can hold it in my hand outside of the computer. So we would take that same geometric data and we begin pushing it out of the computer using prototyping, 3D printers, CNC, and laser, so that we can start having physical things that we can hold and touch and push and quite literally rip apart and glue back together in a really visceral way that we'll never be able to quite do with a computer. For anybody that grew up with Legos, it's wonderful to have that sort of creative process. And without that mode of digital fabrication, it takes so long to build a model that it's somewhat destructive emotionally to rip that model apart and put it back together. But with digital fabrication, with a 3D printer, I can print out multiple variations. I can take it downstairs to our shop, I can cut them apart and put them back together, knowing full well that I can always go print again. I can always print another one. There's no fear of failure in working with those in the same way that we would work with Legos. You put them together, you take them apart, you put them back together. And that creates this sense of exploration and discovery that helps build designs that are unique to the individual, unique to the designer, unique to the design challenge.